Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are doing the weekly, September 29th to October 5th for the sign of Virgo. We're making our way through the zodiac wheel, and we're gonna hit you today, Virgo. So let's get right into it. It is safe for you to love. We have romantic feelings, and we have let go of control issues. So, very nice energy indeed. Alright, and these, you may or may not resonate with these messages, and that's fine, okay? Just take what applies to your situation, Virgo, and, you know, disregard the rest. We're going to get right into your animal spirits actually next, and then we'll pull out your forecast with the radiant Rider-Waite. Alright, so animal spirits are really nice to pull because they can really indicate what kind of energies you're dealing with this week. They can also sometimes indicate times in your life, you know, stages in your life that you may be entering. New stages, right? It could indicate individuals you may be dealing with that are coming in and out of your life and supporting yourself, supporting you through certain stages, etc. So let's see what's up for you, Virgo, and then we will get into the forecast. Elephant. Wow. So this is the third or fourth time I believe the elephant has come out for the weeklies. Rabbit energy. Interesting. And we have hyena, also fire energy. So again, going back to the elephant's come out in this position. At least this is now, I know for a fact, the third time. It may be the fourth time. This is really interesting for the weekly readings. So we're going to get right into all three of these, elephant, rabbit, and hyena, briefly, before we go into your spread, Virgo. All right, so the elephant. Yes, this has been showing up for everyone. Why? Because this is the week where obstacles are cleared. The path is set free. Some of you may be going through, you may have new obstacles coming into your path, right? That may nudge you to go down a different road, okay? This is what the elephant brings. The elephant is associated with the Hindu god Ganesh, which brings bounty, wisdom, opportunity, brings a lot of wealth. But also there is a lot of power there with the elephant because this force is unstoppable. Right? The momentum is unstoppable. It brings with it as well the fire of sort of purification, in a way, clearing out obstacles, clearing out things that are in your way. The elephant in the wild is known for knocking down trees to either create paths or create obstacles. But in any case, it's to get you to walk the path that you need to walk to obtain whatever it is you're trying to obtain. This is a really strong, beautiful card. It's a very positive energy, okay, and it's unstoppable. So for a lot of you this week, I'm going to say this is really a week of upheaval and changes, but for the better. For those of you who may have been feeling a bit stuck on your path, this week you will begin moving again. Things will begin moving again. Now the rabbit is coming in, and that's interesting because the rabbit is earth energy, but the rabbit has a very skittish, frightened nature, right? The rabbit is definitely a prey animal, meaning it's preyed on. It's, you know, it's a weaker on that cycle, right? It's not an apex animal, and so this animal is often feeling very vulnerable, constantly on alert, constantly waiting for something to come along and sort of gobble it up. This creature can also be quite pessimistic. This is somebody sometimes when you have, you know, we all have this friend who's like, oh God, with my luck, it'll never work out. You know, this is the person who's always like not feeling like they have good luck. They're always feeling like they're getting the raw end of the deal. They always feel like something's going to go wrong, right? So this is very anxious, nervous energy. And when the rabbit comes in, it's time for us to really just stand back and try and cool down this energy before it gets overwhelming, right? Before it cripples us. This can become very crippling energy because it's just like a rabbit can become frozen. You end up being frozen with all of this sort of overwhelming anxiety. It's a feeling of being overwhelmed as well. All right, and so the rabbit energy is definitely alive when we are scared, especially when we are scared of the future or what's coming down the pike, right? And you begin to become your worst enemy. And it's at times like this that you just need to kind of like slow down, perhaps listen to friends, right? Just stop everything that you're doing, have a quiet conversation with close friends, or maybe not engage with anyone at all. Just be very still and silent, stay in for a day, pamper yourself, and just for one moment, just try to not think about everything. Because oftentimes this energy comes in just simply when you are overwhelmed because so much change is happening. Now, the hyena is an interesting fire animal because the hyena talks about what? Wit, sarcasm, and humor. This is the card that's associated with that, right? But the hyena is also uses this ability, this humor and wit, to really cover up a deep sense of just not being, deep sense of sort of not being good enough, a deep sense of being, not having failed at life, right? Not having achieved any kind of great goal, right? Having, just being a failure, being inadequate, a feeling of inadequacy, right? A feeling of just not being enough. And you hide these deep-seated kind of painful feelings with your humor. This can be the person who's always self-deprecating. This can be the friend who's always making fun of themselves. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes you're just cringing because it's just so much, and you know that there is some pain that's associated with it, right? And we can see these things when people act a certain way, right? You can feel these things, especially if you have a level of sensitivity for your friends and your loved ones and those around you. These type of things can really be felt. And certainly with hyena energy, this is something that someone may be going through. You may be going through it yourself as well. You may be resonating with that. Certainly if you're resonating with this feeling of being a little bit overwhelmed right now, Virgo, you may be trying to hide it also behind this sort of energy of just being funny, trying to laugh everything off, right? But at the end of the day, if you're trying to, a lot of this that this humor is used to hide really just needs to be dealt with, right? If it's something to do with an old resentment or an old slight that made you feel bad about yourself and eventually had an impact on your self-esteem, all of these things need to be discussed, right? And so if it's to do with a relationship, then you should talk about it. If it's a friendship, or if it's something, or if it's in a love relationship, it's something that needs to come out. Even if you feel uncomfortable talking about it. Right, because ultimately this mask that you're wearing here with this hyena energy will only last so long. All right, Virgo, let's get right into your spreads for this week. I'm gonna pull out about 5 to 8 3-card spreads for the week. And then we have these messages. Interesting. It is safe for you to love, romantic feelings, and let go of control issues. And so some of this certainly resonates with the animal spirits we're talking about. But of course, these weekly readings are general. So these are going to be readings that may impact your life, your love, or your career, or all of the above, or none of the above. It all just depends on how it resonates with you and how it impacts or relates to your personal situation, Virgo, and that's fine, right? Whatever doesn't apply to you, let it fly. All right, we're going to get right into it. Straight out the gate, we have, upside down, we have 3 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and Moon. So this has been coming up a lot as well for this week, these cards, right? This 3 of Wands and 7 of Wands, right? And a lot of you are having, the reason why I think this energy with the rabbit is coming up for a lot of people and with the elephant is that a lot of us this week are being forced to have to wait, right? A lot of us are being forced to have to be patient. 3 of Wands is the card for patience, right? For having to wait, you're right? He's standing there and he's having to survey the lay of the land before moving forward. He's anxious to move forward, but in order to make sure he really achieves his goal, he has to at times be patient, right? You can't always just keep going. And so elephant also comes in sometimes, you know, to move, you know, you have to give this energy time to move the obstacles out of the way instead of barreling ahead, right? Now with the 7 of Wands, it's interesting because this week you begin to feel again like the battle is on. This combination of cards have come out a few times for the readings this week. So for some of you, while you've been having to be kind of patient and wait for your move that you're going to make, this week you begin sort of having to come up with some really creative solutions to some problems that come up, right? Elephant energy can definitely be at play here because again, it's kind of like when the elephant knocks down the trees and kind of nudges your path, you know, it forces you to walk a different path. You can't get rid of the trees. You know, we're talking about like big trees, right? So you can't get rid of them. You can't get over them. So what happens? You have to walk the path kind of that the elephant animal spirit is kind of nudging you towards because of some of the blockages it's putting your way. Not every obstacle is an obstacle that's meant to be overcome in a traditional sense. Some obstacles are meant to guide you or make you veer perhaps in a different direction or consider a different sort of solution to a problem. And so this is more of the essence here with the elephant. And 7 of Wands talks about that because 7 of Wands is coming up with creative solutions to obstacles that come in your way in the pursuit of your dreams. There's a lot of mixed emotions going on this week as well. For some of you, you may be feeling quite... on top of all of this that's going on with you, you may be feeling quite unsure about an emotional situation. Some of you, the messages may not be very clear. The signals, you know what I mean? The emotional signals that you're getting from your partner or the emotional signals that you're feeling right now. For some of you, it could also be that because of this heavy situation here with your kind of and I want to say this is heavy because for some of you, this could be a new job, a new business, or something that you're trying to do for yourself that you're trying to achieve. And then over here, you have this kind of strange, wishy-washy sort of emotional thing going on perhaps with some of you. And it kind of takes some of your energy out. You don't want to be distracted by it. You don't want to have to worry about it or think about it. It may be that in this situation, you also have to let go of control issues as well. You can't seem to do both, right? This emotional kind of state doesn't really, it's not in harmony with what you have to do here. And so for some of you who are sort of following your ambitious plans and your goals, but you're having a really kind of vague love life or personal life or a personal relationship with somebody over here with this moon energy, you may want to give that a little rest until you get over or get on your path here. Because it's too much to try to do both, it almost seems, right? And that's the intuitive reading on that. Queen of Pentacles, Chariot, and we have King of Pentacles. Okay, so again, some of you are about to start a really... I feel like, Virgo, some of you perhaps have started a new business recently, right? It could be you started a new job or I want to say some kind of venture or business, or if you're working in partnership or if you're working alone, right? But this is something that is a creative It's a creative venture, but it's also to do with making money and bringing in funds and abundance, right? It's also something that you enjoy to do, you want to do. It's like, you know, some of us, if we can do the things we want to do, we don't feel like we have a job. It's very much that. You have a passion for something. An example could be if you're a chef and you're going down the road now of possibly buying your own restaurant. Or if you are a artist and you're now beginning to sell your items online and you're starting a new business and you're really depending on that to also pay your bills. You know what I mean? That's that kind of personal ambition and financial need tied up together with this Chariot. And so some of you are starting this or have just recently started it, but it's very, very new. You may not have gone right completely on that path just yet because the Chariot isn't just yet engaged, but he's coiled and ready to go. And you're about to really go on a whirlwind ride, Virgo. Now, you realize recently that, yeah, it may take a little while to get where you need to go because Queen of Pentacles is in. And this is why I gave you this little prelude, because this is about the emotional connection to manifesting material abundance, right? The queens of water, pentacles are earth. And so, and the material plane, the Queen of Pentacles understands that in order to manifest your dreams in this world, you have to put your heart into it. You have to be nurturing. You have to be patient. You have to treat it like a child. You have to be a mother to your goals and ambitions, and in that way you have to be patient at times, and sometimes you have to know when to turn up the heat, etc., right? And so the Queen of Pentacles understands that, and you begin to understand that this is all part of the journey. And again, there is this King of Cups there. Somebody is there lingering who wants to be a part of your journey, or you may be wanting to bring them on your journey. So really good readings for you this week. King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and Wheel of Fortune. Again, to talk about career. Some of you are already established in your field, but most recently you've started perhaps working in a different way, and you're starting to get attention for that, and the Wheel of Fortune is coming in. These are a great streak for you this week, Virgo. This is all talking about having faith, letting go of control issues, having faith, and seizing these beautiful opportunities coming in, because here you are again, there are opportunities coming in that are going to be bringing you more and more business, customers, people who want to engage with you for your skill level. And your abundance here as King of Pentacles is just going to grow and grow and grow. Ten of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and Strength card. Yeah, some of you are at the end of a really long period. You've been working for a really hard time. You've been carrying a lot of struggles. Some of you may have been dealing with just working several jobs to pay the bills until you make it, or you have extra responsibilities, etc., etc. But that's all about to end. Ten of Wands shows that you're about to lay down your burdens, and you're about to really see a lot of your success come to fruition. Nine of Pentacles talks about a high level of success and abundance coming in for you. It is, of course, the nine, and so with the Nine of Pentacles, you realize that maybe this abundance has alienated you from others, or you may have had to pay the sacrifice of having a true love connection, but it is nonetheless a card that represents a high level of fortune and bounty and abundance coming in, which is definitely resonating with elephant energy. But strength comes in, and so you still need to have strength, because things are moving in a very they're moving quickly, but at times they're not all going to be perfect. Sometimes there will be periods of time where you may be nervous, anxiety ridden, you may be stressed out. Money or the business or whatever it is you're doing for your finances or your career may take a little dip or a lull. You have to be strong through those times, especially now with this laying down of the Ten of Wands. But again, it just indicates that you are about to really take a quantum leap forward in a lot of areas. Five of Swords, King of Swords, and Three of Cups. So some of you definitely are having a bit of a power struggle with someone. Five of Swords talks about, just realizing that, just keep throwing your hands up. You realize that you can't win with this person. They're really not going to change their minds. Their way of thinking, whoever you're dealing with, whoever, their way of thinking is really small and limited. And it's very obstinate. And it's just like, they're willing to do anything to maintain their sort of, what they believe to be their authority or their position. And it's just like, you realize that it's not worth arguing about anymore, right? You guys are just not on the same level, right? And their victory is very hollow. The victory they have over you is very hollow. Now, this could be something that's going on at work or with friends. You have to excuse the background noise. I think there's a storm starting where I'm at on the East Coast. And so you have had enough of it. You just walk away in disgust, right? And in comes the King of Swords energy. And it's interesting. It could be that somebody is coming in for you and really giving you the kind of like the skinny, letting you know, this may be, I believe, someone who knows you well enough to let you know where you went wrong with the situation, right? And really gets to the heart of it, and really gets to the truth of it, and probably talks to you about some of your own control issues, perhaps, Virgo, that even allowed you to get into this kind of power struggle, right? But this is all done in love, and it's all done with, the idea of helping you kind of get through this period and get over this period, and you appreciate it, and you come into a really nice space towards the end of the week with this Three of Cups, where you're really out with friends and you're socializing, enjoying each other's company, and you feel really, really free and unencumbered with a situation that up until recently was really just a really toxic battle for nothing, really, just a power struggle. All right, this is your last reading, Death. Major change, the Fool, and the Two of Swords. Beautiful. I knew I needed to lay out 3 more cards. Death, major transformation coming in. Some of you Virgos are going through a major transformation. You're about to take a quantum leap in a lot of ways in your life, but you're also about to step on a very new path, a new stage for your life. This is very destined in a way, very fated. This is for you Virgos who are resonating with this. This is definitely, I wouldn't even be surprised if the Universal World card would have popped out at some point, because this is very much this feeling of you are exactly where you're supposed to be. The transformation really needed to happen to clear away a lot of the old debris. But this is a beautiful week for some of you, and you have a choice to make. Some of you feel that as a result of this change in this new life that you're about to start, you feel like you may be forced to choose between 2 options. These could be 2 options in work, in love, in family, in relationship. It could be a way of living and traveling. I don't know, there's something going on for some of you where you're forced to kind of you feel like you're forced to choose one over the other. The one thing with the Two of Swords that I can tell you is that it is starting to rain. You can hear it in the background. I'm going to turn my music up. The one thing with the Two of Swords is to remember that Two of Swords does not indicate a need for making a decision, but it indicates a need for understanding duality and balance. It is at a time now where you don't necessarily have to pick one over the other, but what you can do is learn how to balance both options in your life. Find a way to balance it, because certainly Two of Swords talks about 2 options that are really virtually impossible to choose from. And why should you have to, right? Life is very much more about learning how to balance things, learning the duality of the importance of things, right? And realizing that you don't always have to throw out the baby with the bathwater, or you don't always have to choose between 2 things that make you happy. All right, guys? This is your reading for September 29th to October 5th. I do hope it resonated with you, at least in part, Virgo. I'm coming to the end of the reading, starting to lose my voice again, but my regulars already know. But I'm going to press on. The next video out will be Libra. So thank you so much. If this resonated with you, if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Share the video with people you know on your social media. All of these things really help my channel to grow, and I really appreciate it. I thank all of you who have booked private readings with me, and if you want to go ahead and do that, you can always go to the link at the top of your screen or in the in the description. So thank you to all of my Aquarians who've come to me for life, love, and career readings. All right, Virgo, have a great week. You got a wonderful week coming up. This is one of the best weeklies I've done for this week. So great readings. All right, guys, I will see you next week. Bye-bye.